So over the years, many students come to me asking for a PhD and specifically ask the question, um, how do I find a PhD and a PhD advisor? So I have to say that this is a delicate and important question because this will determine what you are going to be for the next 3 to 4 years, the direction, the area, and yes, it is a delicate choice. So what I'm telling usually my students is that first of all, before taking you as a PhD student, just come to the lab and see if you are interested in what we are doing and how we are doing it. And what is important is also the interaction between you and the PhD advisor. So I would say that first of all, choose a subject of interest. And there are good people everywhere, not just in the best universities, because actually it is true that it's not true that there is a concentration of very talented people in one or two universities in the world. This is a wrong information. There are good people everywhere. And but it's not enough to be good. You have to find somebody that is willing to transmit some of his knowledge, some of his quality. And so once first you find a subject, for example in applied math, computational biology or experimental neuroscience, whatever, just look first at the person and his record of publication. Does he publish high impact as the leading author? Not just in the middle. Many groups are just occupying space and they produce people that are not engineers. They don't reach the level of producing PhDs because they are just providing service. You don't want to do this. You don't want to be in a lab where the director of the lab is an operator, just putting people together and not producing ideas. If it's a mathematician, the person has to be able to calculate, to show you how to derive formulas, how to make a new model. So the publication is a good indication. Look at the records of publication. Does your PhD advisor, your future PhD advisor, publish high impact as a leading author? Does he publish with his student? Does the student are a first author or co-first author? This is important. This is important because this is the criteria of excellence, which is the first criteria. High impact publication where you publish your discoveries and high impact discoveries and also high cited paper. So this is one thing. The second thing is the fitting. You have to fit in the lab. You want to see that you can communicate with your PhD advisor in an easy and natural manner so that you can make progress with no barrier. And so I recommend to spend time in the lab. For example, in my group, I ask, first of all, I see the student after a class of 3 to 4 months, which is very hard, where I explain stochastic processes, apply mathematics, modeling, data analysis. Then I give usually a 30, 40 hours project, a new project, not something that is to summarize an article. And the student has to do something. I'm not asking to solve the question, but to do something. And to present a PowerPoint presentation and to give me like 2 pages summary of his project. And then usually it enters into a master. And after 6 months of the master, it becomes clear if the student wants to stay or not. And this is how I take them as a PhD student. All right, so I hope it helps. I did this video because many students ask me, what shall I do next? How do I find a PhD advisor? So if you're good, if you are talented, if you are a hard worker, you deserve to be trained by the best people, not operators, not people that are here to do administration of science. You're entitled to have somebody that will give you a one-to-one education about how knowledge is produced with the latest technology. And remember, after your PhD, you move on to a postdoc. In the postdoc, you do something else. And you have to renew yourself every 5 to 7 years because science is going up very fast. If you do administration or if you go into an administrative job for more than a couple of years and you don't stay connected, you disconnect yourself. And that's not good for you, and that's not good for science, and not good for the community. All right. I hope it helps, and I hope you'll find a good PhD for yourself.